University of Texas at El Paso economics professor Tom Fullerton announced economic projections for the border region.
The outlook in 2016 is moderately favorable, especially for the three southern parts of our coverage area. In the case of Las Cruces, growth is going to be a little bit slower than what it has been historically.
Fullerton says the Las Cruces growth is heavily dependent on government spending.
The state of New Mexico as a whole is growing more slowly than the economy as a whole. That primarily relates to budgetary difficulties at the state and federal levels. To a lesser extent, it also relates to the downturn in energy prices that began to materialize earlier this year.
Fullerton says lower gas prices have a large impact on the New Mexican economy.
From a regional perspective, lower gasoline and diesel prices are sort of a double-edged sword. They hurt Las Cruces because of the impact that they ultimately have on state payrolls, with all the agencies that have offices in Las Cruces as the county seat and as the home of New Mexico State.
Fullerton says El Paso does benefit from lower gas prices because of the amount of travel people in the city do.
Whenever gasoline and diesel prices go down, that reduces the cost of doing businesses for local businesses. It reduces the cost of household operations for families. And El Paso is one of the regions in the United States that definitely benefits on a consumer basis from lower energy prices.
Fullerton says construction will be a large growth sector in the coming year and higher wages can be expected.
In terms of income, wages and salaries are expected to do well next year. They should actually inch up even on a per worker basis, so in the aggregate that translates into better performance, and whenever that happens, that tends to translate into better retail sales performances.
Fullerton says higher wages should help retail sales, which is good because the peso is weakening.
Approximately 10% of all retail sales every year in El Paso occur to visitors from Mexico, but sales to residents of Mexico have declined this year because of the recent peso weakness. Over the past 12 months, the peso has declined by about 20% in nominal terms, and that's enough to affect the purchasing power of visitors from Mexico.
Fullerton says they will need to keep an eye on rising interest rates and the Chinese economy over the next year. For KRWG, I'm Samantha Sonner.